All right. Thank you. Bye bye. Jafet, Chagon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Jafet?
Um, I'm pretty busy with in this week because I
Yeah.
have a lot of things to do.
Ah, for example.
Um, like preparing for upcoming exam. Yeah, because I want to have like a higher grade in
Hmm.
this in the second semester.
Right.
So yeah, I am working really hard for that.
Oh, wow. Okay. I hope, when are the exams?
Um, I think it is after our TED festival.
All right. So not for a few weeks.
Yeah, like
Okay. Okay. I hope you get some time to relax and have some fun as well sometime.
yeah,
Yeah. Because
absolutely.
don't want to study too hard. Otherwise, yeah, you get burnout. Do you know this phrase in English?
Yes, like
Yeah,
when you're working too hard and then
that's right.
you feel very
Yeah,
bad. Yeah,
yeah, and you just stop. Yeah, you just stop learning. You're just doing too much.
yes.
Yeah, so you need a break every now and then. That's good. Okay, when does TET start, Shafat?
Um, I
When does the
think
holiday start?
the holiday,
Yeah.
like uh, I think that is about um 20 or 30 days.
But
20 days.
yeah, when does it start? Is it next week or the week after?
Uh, just don't remember because I think about a month or something.
Right.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
we don't have a specific
Sure.
things yet.
Okay. What day does school finish? Do you know that day?
The day
For
it's
TET?
the school for TED?
Yes.
Um yeah, I just don't remember. Let me do a little research for that.
That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay. Chang Hu, Xin Chao. Chang Hu, oi, can you hear me?
Okay. Okay,
Okay.
I'm testing my mic right now.
Okay. I
So
can
it's
hear you fine.
better.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
that sounds fine. Sound good. Okay. So we'll just wait and see for the others to join us. Here in Christchurch today, you can see I'm wearing my jersey. It's actually quite cold. This time last week it was about 30 degrees. It was hot. But today it's only about 10 degrees. So the weather at the moment here, very inconsistent. So the temperature is fluctuating each day. So never sure if it's going to be hot or cold. So today here is a very cold day for summer. 10 degrees should be warmer than that. But no, it's quite cold today. So I haven't been doing much today, just staying inside. Bit cold to go outside. So today, I'll wait now, as I say, for the others to join us. We're going to concentrate a lot on speaking today, since we've been doing mainly writing the last couple of days. So we're going to be doing most of the lesson, probably two-thirds of the lesson today on speaking. So, Fat, do you have any questions for me before we start?
Um I think I would like to speak more than writing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. When do you do the IELTS exam, Jafet? Do you know? Any idea? This year,
Um,
next year?
next year in
Next year
the
you'll do. Okay.
yeah in the
So
in
you have
November.
okay, you have plenty of time.
Yes.
Um, one thing, in case I haven't mentioned it to you before, I try to get all the students to do one. secret of getting a good score in the IELTS test is to be able to talk naturally. Okay, so that is what we have plenty of time to practice this, Shafat, but that is one of the things we're going to be focusing on today, is just getting people to talk not like you are in a test, but as I've often said, just like you are meeting a friend in a cafe or you're meeting a friend at the movies or wherever you like to hang out. That is the sort of that style of conversation is what will help get you a high mark in IELTS, not repeating lots of formal or multi-syllable words. Does that make sense, Shafat?
Yes.
Okay. Some people in the past, they've tried to think, I must use lots of complicated or formal or complex words, and they get a low score. And that is why, because they are not speaking normally. You can use very simple words. As long as you use them naturally, you can get a high score in IELTS. Okay, who else is here? Fu Quang, Xin Chao.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Fu Quang?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Huang Ang.
Hello,
Chao Kon.
teacher.
How are you, Huang Ang?
Well, I'm fine right now, but I've been having a rough week.
Oh, have you? What, too much work, Huang Ang?
Oh, it's not the homework.
Yeah.
Well, it's because some kind of bacteria. I have to take a rest at home for like 2 days.
Oh, no, so you were not feeling very well.
Well, not right. Just in the past. I'm okay
Okay,
now.
so you're feeling better. Okay, that's great. Glad to hear it. And Ding Lam, Xin Chao. How are you, Ding Lam?
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, that's great. Okay, all right, so it's after 10 a.m., so I think we will start. I won't wait for everybody else. So welcome to class today, everyone. Great to see you again. What we're going to be doing today, we're going to be focusing more on speaking today than writing. Haven't done much speaking the last couple of days. Sorry, the last couple of lessons. So we're going to be focusing a little bit more on speaking. First video I'm going to play you, I've got a couple of videos to share with you today. First one I'm going to play you is about key phrases that you can use in conversation. As I was saying to Jafet just a couple of minutes ago, one of the things that will help you get a high score in doing IELTS is being able to speak naturally in English. So you don't want to sound like you are giving formal answers to questions like you are doing a test or exam. That will not get you a high score. The examiners like to hear people who can just communicate very well and very naturally in English. So the first video we're going to be looking at is just giving you some words and some suggestions how to do that. Viet Tien, Sin Chao.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Viet Tien? Welcome to class. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to share this video with you all now, and I'll be
Hello,
stopping it
teacher.
every
My
now and then.
Wi-Fi is a bit lag.
Your Wi-Fi is not good today, is that right, Viet Tien?
Yes, it's
Okay.
not too good.
All right. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully you'll be able to see the video okay. So just going to share this with you now. So Viet Tien, can you see the video?
Yes, I can see the video.
Okay. So this video is about English conversation. All right. And we're going to start off with some key phrases. I'll be stopping the video every now and then to give you the chance to practice these. Are there any questions before we start? Okay.
I'm going to give you some key phrases, these signposts that we use to control conversations so that you can understand and be understood in a native speaker conversation. I'm going to show you how to start a conversation, agree, disagree, make an idea, add ideas, change topic, return to a topic, persuade people, end conversations. All of that in a very, very simple way with very spoken signposts. Okay, let's begin with starting a conversation, right? Now, of course, when you meet up with friends, there's going to be greetings, bit of small talk. Hello, hiya, how's things? What's happening? What's up? Maybe with an American English. But then you want to take a particular topic, introduce a topic, and start getting ideas about it, right? So you may think the most common one is to say, what do you think about da 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 da? But actually, that can be problematic because maybe they're not aware of that topic. So it's much better to introduce the topic first and then ask their opinion, right? Typically, we would say, have you heard about ba ba ba? What do you think about that? Have you heard about the new social media ban in Australia? Right. What do you think about that? Or even better, what's your take?
Okay, so this phrase here, what's your take, okay, is quite informal. It just means, what do you think? What do you think? What's your take? Means exactly the same as what do you think?
Your take, what do you think about it, right? An alternative is, do you know that da, 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 da. What's your take? Do you know that social media ban in Australia? Right. What's your take? And there you're signposting to start a conversation. Next. So
actually, I'll just practice this one quickly now with a lot of you. Jafet.
Yes.
Jafet, have you heard about the social media ban in Australia?
I haven't.
Okay, so for the last month or so in Australia, people under the age of 16, okay, are not allowed to use social media. Okay, they have passed a law. So if you are under 16, you can't use TikTok, you can't use Instagram, any of those apps or online forums that young people like to use. Young people are not allowed to use them until you're over the age of 16. Okay, what's your take on that, Jafet?
It sounds horrible.
Okay.
Can you imagine that?
Right. Okay. You think it sounds horrible. So I'm using the phrase, what's your take? Okay. With all of you. It's just another way of saying, what do you think? Chung Hu.
Yeah.
A ban on social media for anyone under 16. What's your take on that?
I think um
So
I'm
remember
think about this, to be honest.
yeah. Okay. All right.
I
Fu Kuang. All right. Fu Kuang. Everyone, I just
Yes.
want you all to give me just a quick sentence answer. Okay, just a quick answer. Fu Kuang, there's a social media ban for people under 16 in Australia using any social media. What's your take on that, Fu Kuang?
Uh,
What do you think?
I think it's horrible.
Okay, for what reason, Fu Kuang?
Banning people from social media is usually people addicted to social media, and if banning they make they feel bad and depressed.
Okay, good. All right, good. This is good. The other thing I'm getting you used to, of course, is expressing an opinion. Remember, it doesn't matter what your opinion is. Okay? I don't care what you say. Examiner doesn't care what you say, but you do need to be able to have an opinion. So that's what I'm getting you to practice as well. By the way, Fu Guang, that is why they have the social media ban, because they are worried too many young people are becoming addicted. Wang Ang,
Yes.
a social media ban on for under 16s in Vietnam. Do you think that would work?
I don't think that would mostly not working in in Vietnam. Is especially parents are giving you phones no matter what the age are nowadays. So I I think that there should be a stricter law involved in parents about this.
Okay, good opinion. Very good. Ding Lam,
Yes, I'm here.
if social media was banned for people under 16 in Vietnam, do you think that would be a good idea?
I think it's a bad idea because almost people is don't like this law and um children will try to find trick to use social media. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's all you have to say, Ding Lam. All right, that's good. Children will find some trick to be able to use social media. Good. Viet Tien,
Yes.
a social media ban for people under 16. What's your take?
I think it's pretty reasonable because the problem when children watch too much bad entertainment videos or using too much time screen is will make it will affect badly on their health and their mind.
Okay, very good, Viet Tien. That's good. Good to hear everyone giving an opinion. Okay, remember, doesn't matter what your opinion is as long as you can give one. And by the way, Viet Tien, the word is screen time. Okay, I think
Yes.
you said time screen. It's
Okay.
screen time. Okay, thank you, Viet Tien. All right, good, everyone. We'll continue with the video now.
So now you've kicked off the conversation, people are going to give their ideas, their opinions, and you now can agree, maybe. Now, of course, you can say, I agree, that's fine. But here are some other things you'll probably hear. When people first kind of agree softly or accept an idea, they may say, fair point, fair point. If they agree with an idea, a very common word in English is indeed, indeed.
Okay, I'm sure you're all familiar with this one. Don't worry about the fair point one, he said before. You hardly ever hear that outside of England, okay? But indeed, okay, very, very common. When you agree with something, okay? So, for example, if I say to you, do you think social media for under 16s should be banned in Vietnam? You might say, indeed. It's just another way of saying, I agree. That's a great idea. Indeed. Indeed. And again, remember, we're doing this. I'm trying to give you words that will make you sound like a natural English speaker, because this will help you get a higher score when you finally come to do a test like Ielts.
Just means, yes, I agree. Indeed. After an opinion. Agreeing a bit more strongly, you could hear or say, that's so true.
Okay, another one, indeed, or that's so true. Means the same as, I think that's really true. So you are showing strong agreement. So indeed means, yeah, that's true. That's so true means, yes, I really, really agree with that.
That's so true. Or even more strongly, that's what I'm talking about. When somebody has identified an idea you agree totally with, that's what I'm talking about. Let's move on.
Okay, quick question. I want you to start your answer, okay, assuming you agree with what I'm saying. I want you to start your answer with either indeed or that's so true, okay? Jafet,
Yes.
do you think it's a good idea that everyone has a holiday at Tet?
Indeed, because it is normal in Vietnam, I guess. Like
Great, that's
traditional.
perfect. Perfect, that's all I need. Thank you, Jafet. Chung Hu,
Yeah.
do you think all children should go to school?
I think it have to be based on is they have mental
Okay,
illness or not.
sorry, Chung. You remember you have to start your answer with either indeed, okay,
Oh,
or that's so true. Okay, that's what we're practicing.
all right, all right.
Okay,
Let me do it again.
okay.
Um,
Chung Hu, do you think all children should go to school?
I think most of children should go to school. However, it's still based on if they have mental illness or not.
Okay, Fu Quang.
Yes.
Fu Quang, is it important for everyone to get a good sleep at night?
Indeed, it helps people reduce stress and have a good feeling after a day.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, a little bit confused at the end, but you used indeed correctly. Okay, this, by the way, it's making you sound like native speakers, by the way, when you use these words. Huang Ang,
Yes.
do you think all children should go to school in Vietnam?
Well, indeed. However, I still think that some parents could able to teach their children in the home.
Great. Ding Lam,
Yes.
do you think all children should learn to help their parents do housework?
Indeed, it's common sense. Children have to learn. It isn't should. It have to. I think that.
Okay, good. Viet Tien,
Yes.
do you think that boys should learn how to cook?
Indeed, cooking skill is important for an independent life for the future. So, learning how to cook is important for not only boys but also girls.
Okay, good. So good, everyone. So just remember, indeed is a great way to start an answer when you agree with the question that's been given to you. Indeed, and the other one, if you want to show you really, really agree, you say, that's so true. Okay, let's keep going.
Now, of course, you may not agree, you may disagree, and you could say, I disagree, right? Of course. But often, if you're hesitating because you don't quite agree, you'll hear, the thing is, da 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 da. And then you give your opinion or give the reason you disagree. But you just say, the thing is, one of the most common ones actually is, yes, but, and this is a similar thing. Of course, you may disagree. And, often in Britain, at least, we try and disagree politely. Here are 3 things you may hear, or you can say. Interesting. Interesting, meaning, yes, but you disagree. That's all well and good, but, right? That's a lovely idea, but here's the problem. That's all well and good, but, or actually, and then give the counter argument, right? So you're kind of saying the truth is this, you're wrong. Actually, da 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 da.
Okay, so I'm sure all of you are familiar with use of the word actually. Okay. The other thing he said before was if you only partly agree with something, you use the words yes, but. So the question could be, do you think everyone should have to pay tax? And your answer might be yes, but rich people should pay more tax than poor people. Okay? So you agree that everyone should pay tax, but you also want to add some extra information to clarify, to make your opinion clear. Hope everyone understands that. So if you only partly agree with something, the way to begin your answer is yes, but. Okay? Yes, but. Or yes, actually. Yes, actually.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, next, suggestions, ideas, and interrupting. Okay. Now, first of all, making a suggestion. Here, imagine the scenario where you're maybe talking about a possible activity or a plan that you want to do as friends. Probably one of the most common things to say here is, how about this? And then you make your proposal or your suggestion. How about this? Or, I think we should... I think we should go to the cinema. This you can also use if you're giving your opinion or idea about another group of people. You know, I think they should. I think he should. Simple ways of making suggestions. Now, adding ideas.
Okay, so I want you to this time either use the phrase, how about this, or I think we should, to answer the suggestion I'm about to give you. So, for example, Jafet.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to say to you something like, Jafet, how about we go to a movie this afternoon? Okay, and I want you to say, yes, but how about this? I think we should, and give me an alternative. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So, Jafet, I think we should go to a movie this afternoon. What do you think?
Yes, but I think we should prepare for our upcoming exams.
Okay, good. All right, good English. Okay, so you could also have said, yes, but how about this? I think we should prepare for our upcoming exams. Chung
Yes.
Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, how about we go to a cafe this afternoon?
Great idea.
But
But
I think we
I
should.
think we should go on Saturday afternoon because I busy right now.
Okay,
And
good. That's good. Thank you. So again, practicing yes, great idea, but I think we should, and then give your alternative. Okay, that's what I'm getting you to practice. Fu Kuan,
Yes.
how about we go to Hongkiem Lake this afternoon?
Good idea, but I think go to cinema is a better choice.
I think going to the cinema is a better choice. Going, okay?
Okay.
Going, great idea, but I think going to the cinema is a better choice. Is perfect English. Huang Ang,
Yes.
how about we go to the cinema this afternoon?
Well, how about this? We can go to we can go to the gym to exercise a bit and straight to the cinema.
All right, perfect English, Huang Ang. Huang Ang, that sounds just like a native speaker, okay? Exactly that. Very good. Ding Lam,
Yes.
how about we go to the gym this afternoon?
how about that? I think we should finish our homework before the deadline.
Very good. Again, perfect English, Ding Lam. Very good. Viet Tien,
Yes.
how about we go to Hon Kiem Lake this afternoon?
Uh, that's a lovely idea, but I think we should stay at home as the weather is not good today.
Very good, Viet Tien. Again, perfect English. So the only thing, Viet Tien, is you're sounding a little bit unfluent, okay? Because you are hesitating a little bit too much. Okay, Viet Tien?
Yes.
I just need to speak a little bit more smoothly and without hesitation, all right? But the words you used were perfect. Your grammar was perfect. Great. All right? So that's good, everyone. Now, next part of the video.
People are talking, they're giving their suggestions or they're giving their opinion, and you want to add an idea. A really nice one, and one you'll hear a lot, is yes, and what's more, ba 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 ba. Yes, and what's more, we should go to the cinema on.
Okay, so this is just if you want to add an idea. Okay, shall we go to Hon Kiem Lake this afternoon? Yes, and what's more, we can go to the cafe afterwards. Okay, so and what's more is just when you want to add a suggestion. Yes, and what's more. Yes, and what's more.
Saturday, for example. Next, interrupting. This depends very much on different circumstances. So, first of all, let's take a formal situation, right? Interrupting in a meeting. One of the most common ways is just to say, can I just say, da 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 da. So you just pause. Well, because you've given the cue and everybody hopefully goes quiet and then listens. Can I just say, pause, people stop talking, and then you say what you want to say. Can I just say, I think we should do this? That's in a meeting. You sometimes hear in interviews with people and with journalists, this happens quite a bit, especially British journalists. They might say, forgive me, but da 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 da. And here they're going to interrupt because the other person's talking a lot, and the journalist will want to interrupt and say, actually, no, I don't fully agree. Forgive me, but.
Okay, and again, I won't practice this with you. This is not so common, but it is still useful to know. When you want to interrupt someone, it's just another way of saying, excuse me, but, or I'm sorry, but. If someone maybe is talking too long and you want to interrupt because you want to make a suggestion or give a different idea, you can say, excuse me, but, I'm sorry, but, or forgive me, but. Okay, they are all ways of interrupting someone politely. Politely. Excuse me, but, I'm sorry, but, forgive me, but. Okay, very polite.
Of course, they're not asking forgiveness. It's just a way to interrupt. If you're around a table with friends and you're discussing, or down the pub, interrupting, you just need to say something to tell them you're interrupting. In some cultures, and the Spanish one and I think maybe Italian are a bit like this, you just talk over people and everybody talks at the same time. In Britain, we tend to say something that can interrupt so people will listen, right? And generally we would just say, do you know what? And then you'd say your thing. So that's just a way of interrupting, right? Do you know what? I think we should da 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 da. Okay, that's it. Let's move on. Right, let's talk about changing topic and kind of returning to a topic. Okay, so changing topic, the one word you just need to say in English is anyway. And everybody understands it's time to change topic. Anyway, if you want to change topic briefly and kind of do a sidestep, you can say, by the way. Da, da, da. So maybe you're talking about social media, and then suddenly you say to someone, by the way, remind me to go and do da, 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 right? And then you come back to the conversation. If you want to change topic and talk.
Okay, so that one is quite a useful one. By the way, all right? By the way, when you want to just briefly interrupt someone to say something and then go back to the original topic. So in another example of this could be, I could say to you, Jafet, Jafet.
Yes.
Okay, Jafet, I could say to you something like, let's go to the cafe this afternoon. Oh, and by the way, I need to go and buy some more rice.
Okay, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes.
So saying by the way just introduces another idea briefly into the conversation before you go back to what you were talking about in the first place, which was going to get some coffee. So again, I'll say it, Jafet, I think we should go to Honkiam Lake this afternoon. Oh, by the way, I need to stop before we get there to get some milk or some rice. Does that make sense, Jafet?
Yes.
Okay, so you use the phrase by the way just to introduce a separate idea for a moment before you go back to discussing what you first started talking about, which was in this case going to Honkiam Lake this afternoon. By the way, it's a great way just to interrupt a topic or a conversation. By the way.
About a related topic, then you would say, speaking about da da da, and then say your next thing. Speaking about the social media ban, have you heard there's a new social media app? Yeah, what do you think about it? You see that? Changing slightly onto a related topic and starting a new related conversation. Now then, if you want to return to the original topic or your original idea, you can just say, as I was saying, and then go back to what you were saying, right? As I was saying, I think the social media ban was a really good idea. Okay.
Okay, so going to finish that one now because I want to move on to part 3 speaking, but I'm just going to ask each of you a question. I want you to start your answer using one of the phrases that I've just demonstrated or shown to you, such as indeed, okay, or that's so true, or yes, but, all right, or I think we should. Okay, so see if you can use one of those phrases to start your answer. Okay, Viet Tien.
Yes.
Okay, is it important for you to eat healthy food?
As I was saying, eating healthy is not just important but also very essential to keep your body fit.
Okay, very good. Very good answer, Viet Tien. And using that phrase that we can see on the screen. Excellent. Ding Lam,
Yes.
do you think it's important for you to eat healthy food?
As I was saying, is so important for my health because it's provide the vitamin and others um, and other
Yeah,
things to improve my body.
good. Okay, very good answer. So remember, everyone, you don't need to use, as I was saying, okay, to answer this question. You can also say indeed, meaning you agree with it.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, or you can say that's so true, okay, if you want. Or you can say yes, but, okay, if you only agree with something a little bit. Yes, but. Okay.
Yes.
Huang Ang.
Yes.
All right. Do you think it's important for you to eat healthy food?
Well, mostly indeed. I think healthy food is really is vital for your health and for your growth as well. When it produces nutrients, great nutrients for you to consume.
Okay, very good, Huang Ang. Good. Fu Quan,
Yes.
do you think that schools should teach children how to be careful with money?
Uh, yes, because children need to learn how to manage their money, and if they don't manage it right, it can be both bad thing.
Good, Fu Quan. All right, very good. Good answer. Okay, you used the word manage correctly. That's good. Chung Hu,
Yeah.
do you think schools should teach children how to take care of their money?
Mm. Um, I was saying maybe. I think schools should also teach the children how to take care of their money
Because,
because of okay, let me read it again. So as you was saying, I think schools should teach their children how to take care of their money because this will prevent them from spending money unknowingly without a thought, causing a lot of waste and whatnot.
okay, good, Chung Hu. That's a good answer. Very good. And Jafat,
Yes,
is it important for you to eat healthy food?
indeed. Healthy foods bring a lot of benefits to our body, so everyone should eat fruits every day.
Okay, everyone should eat something healthy every day,
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
good way to say it. Okay? All right. But good, you started the sentence very well. Okay, so that's good, everyone. So all we've been practicing for the last 10 minutes, okay, are very natural English words. How to start conversations, how to give your opinion. Okay? Reason we've been doing this, because speaking naturally using words like this will help you get a higher score when it comes to doing a test like Ielts. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to speaking part 3 of the Ielts test. So I'm going to share with you now another video. All right. And these are suggestions how to answer speaking part 3 questions. Now, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, will have heard these before, but I'll review these quickly with you. Then I'm going to practice part 3 questions with you. Okay. Ding Lam, can you see the video on your screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. All right, so this, by the way, as you can see here, strategy number 1, this is how to answer part 3 questions. All right, and as I'm sure I've said to you many times, one strategy or structure: answer the question, explain your answer, give an example.
Strategy 1. Very, very simply, answer the question, explain, and then give an example. Okay, so remember we showed you these questions here. So the question here was, why do many people spend their free time shopping? Okay, so answer the question, think of an idea, explain that, and give an example. So many people like to spend time shopping, especially on the weekend, because there's not only shops in many shopping centers, there's a variety of things such as cinemas and restaurants.
Okay, this collocation here, variety of things, just means the same as many different things to do. Many different things to do. But the common collocation or group of words for saying that is just there's a variety of things to do. Okay? We enjoy going to Halong Bay because there's a variety of things to do. We enjoy going to Hongkiam Lake because there's a variety of things to do. This means many things to do. But this very common collocation English, when you want to talk about there are lots of things to do, you say there's a variety of things to do.
So the reason why people love this is they can go to just one place and they can go there with their family, and there's so much choice that they can do a little bit of shopping, then they can get something to eat, and then they can bring their kids to the cinema, or if they're on a date or something like that, then they can go to the cinema as well, or the bowling alley. There's a lot of leisure activities as well. For example, in the city near where I live, there's a place called Victoria Square. It's all under one roof, and they have designer shops, they have a great movie house, they have a range of restaurants such as like Wagamama and Burger King and Pizza Hut, and we love to go there at the weekend just so that we can get a variety of different leisure activities. So we're not only doing shopping, we're doing all the other things in the shopping centre, and that's what most shopping centres are doing now in the UK because they know that people want a variety of choices. So you can see what I did there. All I did was simply answer the question.
Okay, I'll go back again because I want you to practice this as well, okay? So you can see how he answers the question, why do so many people spend their time shopping? He answers the question, he explains the answer, and he gives an example. I'll play it again for you one more time. You'll notice his answer is quite long. That's because it's a part 3 answer. Part 3 answers need to be longer, much longer than part 1 answers. Part 3 answers is where you get the chance to show that you can explain things in English.
Think of an idea, explain that, and give an example. So, many people like to spend time shopping, especially on the weekend, because there's not only shops in many shopping centres, there's a variety of things such as cinemas and restaurants.
Okay, so now he's started to explain, okay?
So the reason why people love this is they can go to just one place and they can go there with their family, and there's so much choice that they can do a little bit of shopping, then they can get something to eat, and then they can bring their kids to the cinema, or if they're on a date or something like that, then they can go to the cinema as well, or the bowling alley. There's a lot of leisure activities as well. For example, in the...
Okay, now obviously he's giving an example. Jafet.
Oh, yes.
Yes, instead of saying for example, what's the synonym for example? What's
For
another way of saying
instance.
that? Perfect. Okay, he could have said for instance. All right, great.
City near where I live, there's a place called Victoria Square. It's all under one roof, and they have designer shops, they have a great movie house, they have a range of restaurants such as like Wagamama and Burger King and Pizza Hut, and we love to go there at the weekend just so that we can get a variety of different leisure activities. So we're not only doing shopping, we're doing all the other things in the shopping centre, and that's what most shopping centres are doing now in the UK because they know that people want a variety of choices. So you can see what I did there.
Okay, so again, hopefully you can see he used the structure, answer the question, explain, and he gave an example. And again, his example and his explanation were quite long because that's what you do in part 3. If you can.
All I did was simply answer the question, then I explained it, and then I give an example. All right? You can do that for pretty much any question. Don't go into the test though and think very rigidly, like I'm going to answer every single question in this way. But it's a good way to think and a good way to practice your questions. But allow yourself in this, pretty much any question. Much any question. Don't go into the test though and think very rigidly.
Just explain this word you hear very rigidly. Rigidly is the opposite of being flexible. Someone who is flexible has gives themselves more choices. Okay, someone whose thinking is very rigid means they only are thinking one way. Okay, they have just one idea about how to do something. All right, just in case you are not very familiar with this adverb. If you think rigidly means you are not flexible. It's the opposite of being flexible.
Like, I'm going to answer every single question in this way, but it's a good way to think and a good way to practice your questions. But allow yourself that flexibility. Strategy number 2 is, where is strategy number 2? Here we go. Strategy number 2 is, it's 3 parts. Part 1, part 2, and part 3. So some people think this, explain why they think it, and give an example. Others think this, explain why, and give an example. And I think this. All right, so let's have a look at the other question that we had for an example. More young people are going to university. Do you think this is a good thing? Okay, so some people would think this is a really, really positive development because it means that there are more poor people going into university, and this reduces the gap between rich and poor, which is very, very important for society, for equality. For example, in the UK in the last 20 years, they have really pushed free university places for poorer students, and now more than 50% of students go to university. However, many people think that this is not a good thing, that this is actually a negative development, because there are lots of young people who are not suited to academics. They are not academically inclined. They would be better getting a job in the trades. So for example, many people who want to become carpenters or mechanics or even software engineers, for example, who don't need to go to university, they can learn that in an apprenticeship, and they'd be much happier doing that. And if they are forced to go to university, it is a huge waste of money. I think it should be based on the individual student. If they want to study something that can only be covered in university, like medicine or law, they should go there. But if not, they should go into a trade, and there's no need for them to get all that student debt. So you can see what I did there. What I did was, some people think this, so I didn't say what I think. Some people think this, others think this, and then this is what I think. So that allowed me to talk and fully develop my answers. So a demo, what I'm going to do now is show you a student who got a band 9, Rashmi, and you'll be able to see how she fully developed her answers. So now I want to talk about money and society in general. Can money buy happiness?
This seems like a philosophical question, but for me personally, I don't think so. Money is not everything. I do volunteer at a lot of places, so I know that I do that because mostly I'm an introvert. I don't really talk much, but when I'm volunteering with people, I gain valuable experience, and that's how I learned that money is not everything. To some people, yes, money can make them less miserable, as long as you are not like homeless or desperate for putting food on the table, and as long as you have like a shelter, a roof over your head, and food on the table at night. That's all you need, for me personally. So it depends on people, like what money means to them. But to me, I don't think it can buy happiness.
Okay guys, so now it's your turn.
Okay, everyone. So I'm going to share with you now, just in chat, I'm going to send you the 2 strategies that Chris was talking about, and I want you to use one of these strategies when I ask you questions. Okay? So, Fu Kuang,
Yes.
what is strategy number 1? You should be able to see it in chat.
Answer, explain example.
Good. Answer, explain, example is strategy number 1 for answering part 3 questions. You can also use this for answering part 1 questions, by the way. But as Chris was saying, you don't want to use the structure rigidly, which means you don't want to use the structure all the time for every single question. All right. But this gives you a good structure in your mind for answering most questions. Answer the question, then explain your answer, why you think something, then give an example if you can. Strategy number 2. Ding Lam, can you see strategy number 2, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, can you read it for me, please?
Yes. Some people think this, other people think this, or I think.
Okay, good. So this is another one. So someone asks you a question that's maybe a little bit complicated, all right, such as the social media one. Do you think social media should be banned for people under 16? So you could give an answer saying, well, some people think, yes, it should be because social media, it's bad for young people. You know, it affects their minds. It is too distracting. Other people think that, no, this isn't a good idea because social media helps children interact with each other and it gets them used to using technology. I think, all right, I think that, yeah, maybe a ban is a good idea, but parents need to watch their children more. Okay, so those are the 2 different strategies you use when answering part 3 questions. So, I'm going to ask all of you now a series of questions. I want you to try use one of these 2 strategies, okay, or a combination of both. But remember, these are part 3 questions now, so your answer does have to be longer than a part 1 question. Now, remember, you must always attempt, always try to answer a question, even if it's something you've never thought about before. You'll remember, I'm sure most of you, that I've suggested that the way you can start your answer to questions that you've never thought about before is by saying exactly that. I've never thought about this before. That's a really tough question. Off the top of my head, this is what I would say. Okay, these are ways you can start your answer to a topic that maybe you've never thought about before. But remember, you must always try to give an answer. Otherwise, you won't get a good score. I've never thought about this before, but that's a really difficult question, but off the top of my head. Okay. Jafet,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay. Do you think it's true that money can buy happiness, Jafet?
Off the top of my head, I just kinda disagree because yeah, like a part of that is money makes you feel loneliness, and when you have a lot of money, you can't trust anyone because they might gonna trick you and take your money, I guess. But apart from that, you can buy many stuff that you like, such as gaming stuff or uh, entertaining machine, I guess. So yeah.
Okay, not bad, Jafet. You started very well. So, this question, this is a great one for using the second strategy, okay?
Yeah.
The strategy where you say, Okay, off the top of my head, some people think that money can buy happiness because it means you can buy a great house, you can have a fantastic car, you can go on lots of holidays, and that would make some people very happy. On the other hand, other people think that no, money doesn't make people happy because, and then I think, does that make sense, Shafat?
Yes.
Okay, so using strategy number 2 is a good way to structure your answer for that sort of question. All right, so that's what I'm trying to get you to understand and get you to practice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Huang Ang,
Yes.
who do you think is best at advising young people about choosing a job? Teachers or parents? Who do you think is best to give advice to young people?
Um, I some people would think that a parent would give advice easier to children since they are closer together. Uh, some people might even think that the teachers could give the best advices. Mainly because they are the one teaching them the practicing try help them with the mindset. But personally, I think that give asking an opinion from a complete stranger or your best friend would be your best choice. Well, because they are the ones that stand closest to you. They understand the most of you, and for a stranger, they might have a lots of experience that we didn't know. So I think that's all my opinion.
Okay, that's very good. So you can obviously hear, I hope, that Huang Ang used strategy number 2 there very successfully to answer that question. Okay, what some people think, what other people think, and then he said what he thinks. Okay, and that enabled him to give a good, long, and comprehensive answer. All right. Now remember, as you heard Huang Ang do there, it's okay to pause a little bit while you are thinking. That is perfectly natural. Okay? So don't feel that you have to be able to speak in perfect, very quick, very fluent sentences all the time. It's okay to stop a little bit sometimes just to think about what you're going to say next. All right. Very good, Huang Ang. You used strategy number 2 very well. Chang Hu.
Yeah.
Okay, Chang Hu. Do you think it's true that money can buy happiness?
I think it's true and not at the same time. Well, hear me out. Why, yes, I agree that money cannot buy your happiness, but it will make your journey on finding your happiness way more easier. Like, can you think about happiness while you're struggling to pay for your house bill, right?
Keep going. Yeah, keep
Um,
going, Chang Hu. Keep going. Yeah, good.
no, that's great. I don't know how to end this.
It's about that. Okay. You started very well, Chang Hu. Okay. So you need to give, again, this strategy number 2 is a good way to answer this question. Okay. So you
Oh,
would think, well, some people say, yes, money can buy happiness because. Okay. Other people would say, no, money cannot buy happiness because, money can't buy you love, for example. All right. And then you say what you think. Okay. Does that make
right.
sense, Chang Hu?
Yeah.
Okay. That will help you give a longer answer. Nok Ang, welcome to class, Nok Ang. How are you? Okay. So, do you know what we are doing, Nok Ang? Do you understand what I want you to do?
Yeah.
Okay, here's your question, Nok Ang. So, did you see in chat, by the way, the two strategies that I sent? Can you see that?
Yes, I can
Okay.
see.
Okay, good. Here's your question, Nok Ang. Would you rather cry in the back of a BMW or laugh on the back of a bicycle? Does that make sense?
I
In
don't.
other words, would you rather be rich and unhappy or poor but happy? Which one would you choose?
Uh, some.
So remember, you can start by saying, that's a tough question, or, I've never thought about this before, but. Okay, Nok Ang?
Okay.
Okay. So, away you go.
I have never thought about this question before. I think I will choose a rich with unhappiness because I think that if I have money, I can buy many things in life. And if I cannot buy that, I can put more and more money to that. So,
Yeah, this is good, Nok Ang. This is good, okay? You are giving your opinion. Remember, it doesn't matter what your opinion is, okay? Doesn't matter, all right? As long as you can talk about an opinion. So, that you've chosen one thing, which is fine. You need, best thing to improve your answer is to give an example, okay?
okay.
So, if you had lots of money, what would you buy? What do you think, Nok Ang? If you had lots of money, what would you buy?
If I have a lot of money, I will buy a house or like an island. Or I can buy many cars and I can hanging out with my friend with many cars.
Okay, so the way to make your improve your answer is to give more detail. All right. So you talked about buying a house, did you say?
Yes,
On an island, did you say?
yes.
Okay, what island would you like to buy a house on? What sort of house? Tell me, Nok Ang.
Um, uh,
So an island like what? Phu Quoc?
I used buy an island to and fly there to rest after
Yeah,
long day.
yeah, but give me more detail. What sort of house on your island? What sort of house? Would you have a very big house? How many rooms?
I on that island, we will have a big house. Inside they will have about 10 rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So I would in I will invite my friends to that house and sleep with me.
Okay, good. This is how you'll get a better score. Okay, Nok Ang, by giving more detail. So, strategy 1 is very good for answering this question, okay?
Okay.
So you answer the question by saying, that's a really difficult question. I've never thought about this before, but I think I would rather cry in the back of a BMW. I would rather be rich and unhappy because if I was unhappy, I would still have lots of money to be able to cheer myself up. For example, I would like to buy a house on an island like Phu Quoc, where it's always warm, never gets cold like Hanoi. And the sort of house I would buy, I would like a big house with 10 rooms. And I could have plenty of rooms to invite my friends to come and see me, and we could all hang out and have fun together. Does that make sense, Nok Ang?
Okay.
that kind of answer. So you can see I answered the question, I explained my answer, and I gave the example of the house and the island, okay?
Okay.
And I gave it in detail, all
Mm.
right, to make my answer longer. So that's how you do it. All right, keeping going with this, Fu Kuang,
Yes.
do you think schools should teach students how to manage their money?
Did you repeat it?
Yeah, actually, I answered you this one before. I just realized. I'll give you a new question, okay?
Oh.
Okay? You already answered that question before. I'll give you a new one. So here's your new question, Fu Kuang. Is
Yeah.
money always the most important thing when you are choosing a new job or a new career?
Not because I think you need a skill for new job or new thing because money does not matter for that. It doesn't matter, and also skill is you can help you have a better job, and skill can help you manage a lot of things like how to make your own schedule and how to do work better like that.
Okay, maybe you misunderstood the question. Sorry, Fu Kuang. I will paraphrase it. All right?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Do you think how much money you will be paid is the most important thing when you are choosing what to do for a job?
Oh, I think it's not much like normally people don't need to spend a lot of money on their they can do many things.
I think maybe you still misunderstand the question a bit, Fu Kuang. So is it, let me paraphrase again, is the amount of money that you will be paid for a job, okay, is that the most important thing you would think about when you are looking for your first job?
Mm. Kinda hard. I have never had a job ever.
Okay, but think in the future. If you are looking for a new job, say for example, you are deciding whether to be, for example, a teacher, okay, or
Okay.
a game developer. Do you think how much money each job pays, okay, will be the biggest, the thing that will make you choose one job over the other? So if one
Mm.
job is paid more, will that help you make up your mind to do that? Or are there other things that are important as well?
I think it depends on how salary you get and what and its potential too, because you can go up and have more salary in the future, and also there's some cost for food and transport. You go everywhere, so I think it's not always depend on how far. It depend on how potential and how good it is.
Okay, so this question is a good one to use strategy 2 on, Fu Kuang. All right. So you could say, all right, some people think that money is the most important thing about a job, okay? Because
Okay.
because you know if you are getting a lot of money for your job means you can buy a nice house, you can buy nice clothes, you can buy things for your family, and you can have a nice life. Other people would say that no, being happy in the job is more important because this is something you do every day of the week. So you want to be happy doing something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you could say, for example, I would rather be a teacher, okay, than an engineer, because even though an engineer might get more money, being a teacher makes me happier and gives me more personal satisfaction. Does
Okay.
that make sense, Foucault?
Yes.
Okay, so this sort of question is ideal for strategy 2, where you say, well, some people might think, other people think, and then this is what I think. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. Ding Lam.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Who do you think is best at giving young people advice about choosing a job? Your teacher or your parents?
I never think this question before. The teachers, the pupil teach young and prepare them knowledge about the global. Parent is a pupil, the young will uh live with, and I think the parent is a uh under, understand the young, uh so
Yeah,
so,
not bad. Can
so
you
I
think of
think,
any example?
yeah, examples when I study in the ninth grade, my my parents and my teachers uh always give me advice about the school, the high school I can go to, so I
Yeah,
um
that's not bad, Ding Lam. Okay, so this is a question where you can use strategy number 1. Okay,
yeah,
so you give your answer and then you explain and then you give your example. All right, which is just
yeah,
what you've been doing. So you say, yes, I think uh, both parents and teachers can be good at advising young people. Teachers, because they see you every day at school and they know what your strengths and weaknesses are. But parents, they also have brought you up and they know very well what sort of person you are. So both teachers and parents can give good advice. For example, my teacher can help advise me on what courses to do next year. Does that make sense?
yes,
Okay, so that's how you use strategy 1 to answer that question.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Viet Tien, last one.
Yes.
Do you think it's true money can buy happiness, Viet Tien?
On the top of my head, money can't buy happiness, as there are a lot more reasons for people to feel happy, like when they win a lottery or when they meet their family again after a long time. But for some people, money is the reason why they're happy, as you cannot feel happy when you don't have any money. You can feel happy when you don't have a shelter or you don't have any food to eat. So money is can buy any happiness, but it is the most important reason for people to feel happy.
Okay, so that's pretty good, Viet Tien. What you need to try think of, if you can, is some example. Okay, and
Okay.
usually an example you can think of for using yourself as an example. Okay,
Okay.
so if I was going to use myself as an example, I might say, yeah, some people, this is, by the way, a question where strategy 2 is useful. Okay, so you could say, yes, some people think money buy them happiness because they can buy lots of things. Other people say, well, money can't buy you happiness because you could have all the things in the world and still not be happy. Okay, but for
Okay.
example, for me, I think, yeah, it's important to have some money, but to be happy, you also need other things that money can't buy. For example, your health. Okay, if you are not healthy, all right, then it doesn't matter how rich you are, you won't enjoy life. Does that make sense for you, Tian?
Yes.
Okay, so again, strategy number 2 is a good way to answer that question. Okay. Thanks, everyone. We will come back to part 3 questions next week. And again, I will ask you questions. I will get you to practice strategy 1 and strategy 2. Jafat,
Yes.
what is strategy 1? Can you remember? What is
Strategy 1 is answer, explain, and example.
Very good. Perfect. Strategy 1, everyone. Answer the question, explain your answer, give reasons, and try think of an example if you can. Huang Ang,
Yes.
what is strategy 2?
Well, you can say some people think of something, some people think of something else, and give your opinion.
Correct. Okay, good. Some people think this, some people think that. I think, all right, that is strategy 2 for answering part 3 questions. We will practice this more next week. Are there any questions? All right, for the last 10 minutes or so of the class, just going to go back to a little bit of writing task 1. Okay. You should be able to see now the pie chart. This is the one that we looked at last week, where you had to look at the differences between the 2 different charts. Okay, this in 1985, all right, this, the different courses in this year. Okay, as always, in part 1, you are looking for the biggest differences or changes, okay, or on the other hand, anything that hasn't changed. Some things will have changed a lot, some things won't have changed. This is how you look at any graph or table or chart. You are always looking for differences or changes. So, for example, actually I should try put this up here. Hang on a moment. Okay. Make it a little bit easier to see. This was the overview. Remember, the overview is the second paragraph of your part 1 answer. Pot. I hope most of you remember the structure for answering a part 1 writing question. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs. So the overview, which is the most important paragraph, by the way, because that shows that you understand what the graph or chart of table is about, okay? And the overview always begins with this phrase, it can be clearly seen that, all right, the biggest change, okay, is the addition of an IT course this year. 1985, no such thing as the internet. Now, of course, there is. So this year, at this particular school, IT, information technology, is now the biggest course, 27% of the students. All right, so you can see the overview. And remember, by the way, in the overview, we never mention any numbers. No numbers in the overview. You save that for the detail paragraph. All right, so IT course, now has the largest percentage of students, and it has replaced music appreciation and local history. All right, those courses, music appreciation, which was here, and local history, which was here, they don't exist anymore this year. Those courses have been replaced. And the other changes, number of students studying cookery has increased, 19% this year, 14% 1985. Fitness and dance has remained stable, means it hasn't changed, 22% here, 22% here. And the percentage taking art and modern languages has decreased. Okay, that's just a quick review of what we looked at last week. Now, this week, we're looking at this one. Ding Lam.
Yes,
Can you read what I have highlighted, please?
yes. The chart below gives the percentage of social media users by age in Jamestown in 2018. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main factors and make comparisons very relevant.
Okay, all right. Some pronunciation
Yes.
there. Dina. So this word here, can you say this? Relevant. Relevant.
Relevant.
Okay, relevant. Relevant just means where they are useful. Make comparisons where they are useful. All right, this word here, Ding Lam, percentage. Can you say that, please?
Percentage.
Percentage.
Percentages.
Percentage. Just say it slowly, Ding Lam. Percentage.
Percentage.
Percentage. Last part of the word, Ding Lam, is tidge. Tidge.
Change.
Tidge.
Percentage.
Good. Percentage. Percentage. Okay. Thank you, Ding Lam. Nok Ang.
Yes.
Okay, Nok Ang, as I hope you remember, the first part of any task one answer is always a paraphrase. Your first paragraph is always a paraphrase. What is another word beginning with P, a synonym you could use instead of percentage? Could you tell me? If you were paraphrasing this, you might want to change this word to another one. And I can think of a synonym beginning with P. Yeah, percentage. Can you think of a synonym for percentage? Any idea or not?
No.
Okay, Viet Thanh?
Yes.
Yes. A synonym for percentage, Viet Thanh, also beginning with P. P.
Proportion.
Very good. Excellent. Okay, Nok Ang?
Yes.
Proportion is a good synonym for percentage. Okay? And you need to use synonyms, remember, because the first paragraph for your answer for this question needs to be a paraphrase of this sentence. All right?
Okay.
You need to be able to write this sentence using synonyms or changing the structure of the sentence, but so the sentence means exactly the same. And everyone, a good synonym for percentage is always proportion. Proportion and percentage mean the same thing. Okay. Social media users. Huang Ang,
Yes.
any synonym you can think of for this phrase? Social media users.
Maybe internet users.
Maybe internet users. Yes, internet users. Okay, not exactly the same, Huang Ang, but quite close. Quite close. Okay, good. All right, so paraphrase would be the first thing we need to do. We'll do more about this next week, but for the last part of the lesson, obviously, you need to look at this chart and look at what are the main features of the information here. All right, so for example, Fuquan,
Yes.
okay, which age group is the biggest user of social media?
13 to 25. 13 to 20.
Okay, 13 to 25 years old is correct, Fuquan.
Right.
Jafet,
Yes.
okay. What percentage of over 55-year-olds use social media?
2%.
Is correct. Chang Hu,
Yeah.
what percentage of 36 to 45-year-olds use social media?
It's 15%.
Is 15%. Correct. Who haven't I asked? Viet Tien,
Yes,
which age group is the second biggest user of social media?
26 to 35.
Is correct. Nok Ang,
Yeah.
what percentage or what proportion of 46 to 55-year-olds use social media?
Is 8%.
Is correct. Okay, so this graph, as you can see, pretty easy to read. So these are all the things that you would put in your overview, except, of course, as I said before, in your overview, you don't use any numbers. Okay, so you would simply say, aha, Fuquan,
Yes.
what words do you use to begin your answer for the overview paragraph? What words do you use?
Overall.
Overall, or in this one, a better one for this graph would be
I don't know.
the ones I showed you before. Okay? Can't remember?
Yes, I can
Oh,
remember.
can't remember. Huang Ang,
Yeah. Yes.
what are the words you can use to begin your answer to the overview?
I could use overall, or it can be clearly seen.
Correct. Okay. All right, Fuquan.
Yes.
It can be clearly seen that. All right. So you can use either overall or it can be clearly seen that. Okay? You must remember to start your answer with one of those two phrases, either overall or it can be clearly seen that. Nok Ang,
Yeah.
what are the two phrases I just mentioned? How to start your overview answer?
Overall, it can be clearly seen.
Okay, so Nok Ang, you would say it can be clearly seen that the biggest users of social media are who?
The biggest user social media is from 13 to 25 years old.
Very good. Okay, that would be your first sentence. Excellent. Okay. And then you would say, Ding Lam, who are the second biggest users of social media? Ding Lam? The
It's
second biggest users of social media are
26 to 35.
26 to 35, what, Ding Lam?
Years old.
Correct. Very good. Okay, everyone. It's past. That is the end of the lesson for today. We will continue with this graph next week. I will get you to write out the full answer. Okay? The paraphrase, the overview, and 2 detail paragraphs. And remember, the structure you use for your part 1 answer is POT. Okay? POT. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs. So we've looked at it verbally today, this morning. Next week, I will get you to write it. And I will also get you to practice more part 3 questions using those 2 structures I demonstrated to you. Structure 1, answer, explain, example. Structure 2, some people think, other people think, I think. Okay, that is the end of the lesson for today, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been great to see you all again. Hope you all have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye,
Okay,
teacher.
bye.
Goodbye,
Tạm
Bye,
biệt.
teacher.
teacher.
Gặp lại sau.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye.
Oh my God, I'm lagging. I'm lagging.
You're lagging. You're lagging.
Okay, now I'm not lagging anymore. Goodbye.
Okay, bye-bye. Chào em. This is Ha.
Sorry, teacher. Okay, yeah, I'm